Some videos appearing to show discrimination went viral online. The BBC has obtained other similar videos, as well as testimony from non-Ukrainian refugees.
Here we go.
They were prevented from catching buses and trains going to the border.
Here we go.
The Ukrainian border force didn't respond to the BBC's request.
I bet they
didn't. Param Gobadi has more.
I bet they didn't. Here we go.
We are not allowing any black
Here we go.
to enter inside the gates. We are all here.
Held up at the border and in the freezing cold. In this viral video, a man says Ukrainian security forces are not allowing dozens of black people to cross to safety.
We stand with Ukraine, but we stand with Ukraine. So, there you have it. I mean, jumped on. Yeah, I'm looking a bit scraggy. Yeah, I'm looking a bit rough today, but you know, the news presented itself, and I had to jump on and try and compile this. Well, there you go. Right? Do I have any sympathy? Hell no. I mean, essentially, like everything that we've been saying for decades has come to fruition for some people in Ukraine. Some people who thought that they were all right in the West, they made it to the West, they made it stuck in the West. And you know, a whole heap of those would look down upon me and look down upon their own African brethren, right? And now your ass is getting kicked out. Iranians are being made to pick up stuff. I mean, it's racist as hell. But everybody enduring this, I believe, deserves it, right? There's even, did you hear the article? Some people don't want to show their face because they want to go back and pick up their lives in Ukraine. Are you gluttons for punishment? But here you go. This is what you get. This is what you get. And I think it's well deserved, right? Because we've been bagging on about how racist certain parts of Eastern Europe have been for decades. I would never go to Ukraine. When Ukraine football teams come over here, whatever they call Shakhtar, whatever, we just call them racist FC one time. They even like, we're not even a thought in the mind. So how your black ass is going to be in Ukraine? And especially that Twitter guy. The Twitter guy, there's a black guy in reporting from Ukraine. Like, mate, you get racism all the time. You're trying to go on like everything's okay. You get and look at it coming to fruition. Have you noticed the amount of black people that they're putting in front of this issue? You got the UN Bobby Lashley spokeswoman, right? You got Clive with his crocodile tears,
saying the West has left his nation to fight on its own, and he's urging civilians to help. Give
me a break. Who is it? I know which next black person they're going to put up to talk about Ukraine. All the people saying us down with Ukraine. Did you see the blonde woman that they had on BBC? She spoke for 2 minutes, and within the first minute, I heard 3 white supremacist dog whistles.
That we not only fight for Ukraine, we fight for this new world order for the democratic countries. We knew that we are the shield for the Europe.
Excuse me? Like, I mean, I'm hearing the dog whistles from a mile away, but you know what? Hey, no illusions. The same thing could happen in the UK, right? The same thing is 100% going to happen when the chips are down, yeah? All of you who've been moving like your middle class, blah, 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 you will be filtered over to all the other people of colour.
And in this video, it appears to show non-white people being prevented from going to the border. People push and yell as black people are left stranded at a train station. We also obtained this video from Iranians living in Ukraine. In one of them, they are told to collect rubbish from the border to be allowed to continue their journey.
Do you know how many times people there must have been saying, "Don't you know who I am?"
As more and more people flee to safety in Poland, the stories of prejudice grow.
Over the past few days here at the border, I met many non-Ukrainians who shared stories of facing discrimination as they tried to flee.
Yeah.
Some said they were not sold train tickets. Others said they were pushed back to the end of the queue.
Yep.
They did not want to be filmed as they hoped to go back to Ukraine
one day
my God.
To
pick up their lives.
Oh my God, idiots!
We hadn't slept for 2 days because of
they don't want to be filmed because they hope to go back to Ukraine and pick up their lives.
We're just angry about it and everything because why would they take the Ukrainians out first and leave us in their country in the cold? It was dark. It was just so chaotic. They were treating us like animals, telling us to sit down, stand up, pushing us, using the baton on us, shooting fire, like firing guns in the air to scare us and all sorts.
To what kind of people they did that? Only to
anyone that's not Ukrainian.
Anyone that's not.
Yeah.
Reality's kicking them in the arse hard and good. Serves their right. No sympathy. What the F you doing in Ukraine? And what the F you doing trying to get out now what you weren't watching the news? See, this is the thing, right? I've been saying be circumspect, pay attention to the news. All the idiots that tried to make you feel like you feel like you're stupid for being interested in politics. I'm not interested in politics. I'm not interested in politics. I'm not interested in politics. Look at your ass now, scrambling to get on a coach. Yeah, trust me. All the people who are not into politics won't see this coming. What you're seeing happening in Ukraine, right, will happen in Italy. It will happen in France. It will happen in London. It already happens in America.
The Ukrainian army firstly push gun in my face, my front face, and no behavior good.
No behavior good, but we stand with Ukraine. We stand with Ukraine and the braveness of the Ukrainian people.
Has been home to tens of thousands of foreign students
who didn't know this was going to happen. Who didn't know this? Like, you know how dumb you have to be.
They've experienced racism before.
Do you know how dumb you have to be caught out like this?
People of color here fear it will only get worse.
No shit.
The African students, the Pakistani and the Indian students there, it was a very aggressive response. There was only one word.
Let me ask you, was it because of the colour of your skin, in part, do you feel?
And you know what? As I'm editing this up, I have to throw this last bit in. This Iranian guy, or wherever he is such a coon. The cognitive dissonance is hitting his head hard as he has to explain the racism he's just endured. Well, it's kind of... his head wants to explode because he's such a servile boon coon that he has to now articulate the racism. It's hard for him to do. You know, it's to such an extent, the white BBC woman has to pull it out of him. This is how far down in the sunken place many are. And that's why I don't have any sympathy. Anyway, carry on.
Well, it's quite a direct question, but ultimately I have to say yes. I would qualify that by saying, by no means do I think Ukraine is more or less a discriminatory or racist place than other places. In fact, you know, my parents had to leave for Pakistan from England after 30 years because of post-Brexit
cognitive dissonance.
So I can't say that it was Ukraine in its whole is more or less discriminatory, but certainly in this context, with the confusion, the chaos, it definitely seemed like if you were white, if you had a kind of elite European passport, we knew some Italians who got across, you could basically force your way through by waving your passport and making a fuss.
So are you saying that people who were not Ukrainian women and children, but other nationalities, but that had a white skin, were being allowed to cross?
White skin or a decent command of English, it varied. So along the way, we're friends with an Iranian national who managed to cross. He actually sent me a voice note once he was across saying, look, wave your British passport in their face and they will let you through. But by that time, you're traveling with people that you've made connections with. And for me, personally speaking, the notion that someone's passport guarantees them a right of safety when there's, you know, Nigerian nationals with 2-month-old babies waiting in -2-degree cold, that didn't sit right with me, and there's no way I would have done that. So.
Right, you're going to get a shock of your life, and for some of you, it will be well deserved. But hey, yeah, I stand with Ukraine. Do you know how many people on my Facebook said, I stand with Ukraine? Well, you stand with racist Ukraine. You stand with racist Ukraine. Okay, yeah, all right then, cool. At least lets me know where your mindset is at, because you do zero research. All the people putting up I stand with Ukraine are the same people that were putting up I stand with France and Charlie Hebdo, and the same people that I got mine, the sheep being led by the nose everywhere. Well, look, anyway, but you don't think people in the UK have got some sort of comeuppance? You don't think us black people in the UK have got something like this coming? Yeah, of course we do. Like, I'm making my preparations from now. Where's your black ass running to? Poland? They hate you. Belarus? They don't want you. They don't want your black ass. And why are you running from the Russians anyway? The Russians don't want to kill you, but this is what I mean. with the delusional trying to be white mindset. You're running along with the same white people going, oh, the Russians are coming, the Russians are coming. And while they're being racist to you, what makes you think the Russians are going to come in and kill your black ass? They're not interested in your black ass, but because you got the mindset of a white European, you're trying to escape with white Europeans, and white Europeans are showing you, no, stand over there, blackie. Look, okay? So it's what we call a nigger moment, and it's well deserved. No sympathy for the people scrambling to get out of Ukraine here.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.